stories, including the one you should really know about. What is going on, guys? It is Adam, a.k.a. Marf, and this is Marfoogle News. Tonight, we have a ton to go over. We, of course, we're not here for New Year's and New Year's Day. Again, Dex had a good family trip. I had some good family time, so we're all revived and ready to go. Don't get used to Saturdays and Sundays. Now, we are Monday through Friday, but we are making up for those two shows. Again, remember, nothing in this show should be considered legal, medical, or financial advice. The views of the callers can differ considerably and do not necessarily reflect the opinions of myself, Dex, or anyone else with the show. You should always do your own research and consult with professionals. The internet is full of fake news, so please take everything with a grain of salt. With that being said, we try to back up everything that we say here as far as we give you the access. In fact, if you want to grab a second device, a tablet, another phone, or if you just want to wait until later, you can go to our website at marfooglenews.com, and you can actually see that it's very easy to navigate. In fact, if you go there now, you will see this thumbnail. We have a grid down, or will we have a grid down? And then, of course, you'll see what they just found out. We have huge news regarding this. Again, they think that they got into the system that may be the system that actually restores power after a major blackout. This is big news. In fact, I don't know if this is going to be I don't know what's going to happen here. So again, once you go there, we will show you that this is not only backed up. We're not just saying this because it's from some chatter. This is something that is actually coming out right now. So this is a very important show to actually share with friends. We'll go over most of the important stuff right in the beginning. Again, right there, you'll see this show. And then when that pops up, you'll see all of the links from today. In fact, everything has a source, everything has a backup. Now, again, we're getting a lot of people that say that they are not getting notifications. One, check if you're actually subscribed. If you're not, I don't know what you're doing, because this is where all of the awesome stuff happens. It's where all of the people here are absolutely amazing. Everybody's welcoming. So make sure to press that subscription button down there. Otherwise, you're like, I've been here for 3 years. I don't have to subscribe. I would make sure of that. Because a lot of the times, either the bell is completely unchecked or your entire subscription is unchecked. And because you come here so often, it still pops up in your recommendations. So again, make sure to check that. And then go to marfooglenews.com, sign up for our email alerts. If anything SHTF was going to happen and we knew about it, we would let you know through that system. And then, of course, you can get push notifications if you click that red bell. All right, let's get Dex in here. Dex is my co-host. He'll also be doing all of the phones. If you call in, it is 224400-MARF. Again, if you don't have a phone with letters on it, that's 2244-006273. You're going to want to press option 4 once you get your phone tree, and you will get a hold of Dex live if you call in during the live show. Again, this is live. Anything can happen, but make sure to buckle up, because there's already, doesn't matter, the stuff that we have here for you today is absolutely insane. I hope that people are preparing, and I'm not saying preparing for SATs. I'm saying preparing for, something that rhymes with SAT and sounds a lot cooler. Anyways, thank you already. AAA team super chat says into house tonight. Yeah. Thank you so much for your support. Open House Texas, thank you for being one of the last people out. Last show says Happy New Year's, fam. God is always in control. Stay safe and keep up the great work. Well, thank you. All right, let's Dex. How's your day been going? How's your New Year? Now it's 2021.
Hey, Adam, and hello, Foogle fam. Sorry about that. Somebody was just calling in. Off to a great start for the new year, though.
Great. People are already.
I'm so happy to put 2020 behind. So I'm really looking forward to a very positive 2021.
So first off, we're going to be talking about some crazy stuff here. But just right away, because we know that people tune out after the first 45 minutes or hour or some in 10 minutes. So one thing that I just wanted to hit real quick is kind of what we're going to be talking about later. Right now, there's a lot of weird stuff, and we kind of briefly talked about this before, as far as T-Man, Commander-in-Chief, actually put on a party that was thousands and thousands of dollars per head. He ended up leaving that unexpectedly with no explanation. Ended up going from Mar-a-Lago back to his house. And that was pretty unexpected, actually. And people at the party are now, if you look, we actually looked at some of the people that were on that list. Vanilla Ice was one of the people there. Obviously, Mr. Rudy was there. Lots of people were there. But what gets me is some of the people that were actually there were like, oh, we're not complaining. We had a great time. But it was unexpected. A lot of people did not know that was going to happen. One person, I believe, said that they were kind of whisked away. So that alone is kind of weird, but I don't know. I wasn't there. If you have any more information on that, please post it or DM me or post it on Twitter for us to see. But again, that on top of what was the deal with Mike, with the VP? What was going on with that?
Yeah, there was a lot of conversations or a lot of rumors floating around about whether or not there's something weird going on. The one thing that I think gave people a reason to put two and two together was that his call sign on his airplane on his flight back to DC was not AF2, which would be Air Force 2. They had, for some strange reason, decided to give it a different call sign, which was not normal.
Now, let's see here. Again, man, there are so many crazy ones tonight, so we have a lot of stuff that we're going to have to point you to. There's just one after another. The event that we were telling you about, that is going to come into this, and they are making sure we know. Let's see here. We're going to be talking about that there was an app or a program basically that is used by the government to restart or restore power. That they said already, they've kind of thrown it out there that may have been accessed. I don't think they're telling us because it may have been accessed. If you don't know about what happened with SolarWinds, I would highly recommend getting caught up and immediately, because there's something big on the horizon. Again, we'll talk about that more later. Stick around. All right, first off, a Harvard professor says an alien visited in 2017 and more are coming. So, okay, obviously this is the same Harvard professor that basically thought that Oumuamua was it was actually an alien ship. But let's just see this here. It says, when the first sign of intelligent life visits us from space, it won't be a giant saucer hovering over New York. More likely, it will be an alien civilization's trash. Avi Loeb, the chair of Harvard's Department of Astronomy, believes he has already found some of that garbage. It says in his upcoming book, Extraterrestrial, the First Sign of Intelligent Life Beyond Earth, out January 26th, the professor lays out a compelling case for why an object that recently wandered into our solar system was not just another rock, but actually a piece of alien technology. Now remember, just a few years back, if you were a Harvard professor, you went to an Ivy League school, you have an extreme reputation, and nobody 10, 15 years ago would have said something like this, because they would have, been laughed off of the, off of any of kind of the boards that they're on. And again, this gentleman is extremely respected, and he is saying all this. He is saying that wasn't an alien. And if you remember, when that came by, it sped up on its way out. It was our first interstellar object, and it was shaped like a freaking cigar, and they said it was spinning weirdly. Was it spinning weirdly because it was making some sort of artificial gravity? Was it actually spinning like that as a design? That's what I wonder. And honestly, if you followed that story, you probably wonder too. Now, this gentleman stuck his neck out and said, I think it was an extraterrestrial or at least something else. Who knows? But again, I know that some people don't believe it, period, but that's fine. You guys all have your opinions, and that's awesome. It says the object in question traveled towards our solar system from the direction of Vega, a nearby star 25 light years away, and intercepted our solar system's orbital plane on September 6th, 2017. It says on September 9th, its trajectory brought it closest to the sun. At the end of September, it blasted about 58,900 miles per hour past Venus orbital distance, and then on October 7th, it shot past Earth's Earth before moving swiftly towards the constellation Pegasus and the blackness beyond, Loeb writes in the book. The object was first spotted by an observatory in Hawaii containing the Panoramic Survey Telescope and Rapid Response System, or PAN-STARRS, the highest definition telescope on Earth. It says the space object was dubbed Oumuamua, and again, that was Hawaiian for scout. That's, I mean, you know, some people look at people that go, oh, it meant scout. There's meaning behind that. And they say, oh, that's just crazy. You're making something out of nothing. It is now 2021. I think we learned from 2020 that there's a lot of hidden stuff out there. And there's also a lot of stuff that basically just doesn't make sense. And most of it is all real and right in front of us. I'm telling you, this is something bigger than we know. And of course, I want to say, after this in 2017, it may have been after this that we announced Space Force. It says, as space travelers go, it was relatively small at just about 100 yards long, but it was a big deal in the scientific community. 100 yards long. So it was as big as a football field, spinning at a weird shape like a cigar, and then sped up as it left. If you look at the trajectory of the thing, it was weird. It says, for starters, it was the first interstellar object ever detected inside of our solar system. Judging from the object's trajectory, astronomers concluded that it was not bound by the sun's gravity, which suggests it was traveling through. No crisp photos could be taken, but astronomers were able to train their telescopes on the object for 11 days, collecting reams of other data. At first, scientists thought it was an ordinary comet, but Loeb said that his assumption ran the risk of allowing, quote, the familiar to define what we might discover. So basically saying, from what we know already, judging on that, since this is something we've never experienced before, we use our typical rules, and then that would, you know, kind of label this thing something. But he thinks it's something completely different. He says that this, you know, not using any of that and not going by our limits, that it might be something else. It says, what would happen if a caveman saw a cell phone? He asked. He's seen rocks in his life. He would have to thought it was just a shiny rock. Do you guys get that analogy? So if a caveman saw a cell phone, he's seen rocks. He's like, well, that's just a shiny, weird-looking rock. That's what he's saying here. It's a meteor. It's a meteor. Because we've seen other things that look like that, and it was a meteor. I've thought this was weird ever since we found out about it. I thought it was weird when it came out. I thought it was weird when Sunspot shut down. I thought it was weird when all of these weird things happened, and then all of a sudden Space Force, then all of a sudden we're going to the moon. What if? And then of course, Israeli, the ex-general, retired general professor says, oh yeah, by the way, the U.S. has been in contact with aliens, and they've had a contract for 50 years, and T-Man was about to come up and tell everybody, but the aliens said, nope, don't tell them, humanity is not ready yet. Well, what if just a couple years ago, and this is just throwing this out there, what if a couple years ago another species or something came by, or it's the bad guys, and they told us, like, hey, you guys need to get ready, these guys are coming, and it's not going to be fun. That was the Scout, and the rest are behind it. And funny enough, we got a second interstellar object right after that. And I'm not saying I believe this, I'm just saying I honestly I would not put anything past anything right now, because of all that's going on. What if something is going to save us from an asteroid coming our way or something? I don't know. What if they've told us, hey, you need this size laser and you need it on the moon to, blast this asteroid coming towards you, or this dwarf planet headed your way, or whatever it may be. Something we don't know about. Don't know. What do you guys think? I'm going to go over to the chat, and then we're going to talk about FAA notified after large blue UFO seen above Oahu appeared to drop into the ocean. Now, I've seen actually a bunch of videos that supposedly show this kind of thing. It makes you think. We actually know less about the ocean, and we have less of it explored than the space above us. Very weird story there. Johnny Dundalis, thank you, says, hi there. Just wanted to know if a meteorite hit the Bermuda Triangle, and Happy New Year, everyone. I actually don't know that, so maybe I missed something. Make sure to check into it. But thank you, Johnny. I appreciate the support. And then let's see here. We've got this. J-Dude's up in here, Southern Oregon here, says, Levy, how, okay, they're having all right, that's fine. You guys can have your debates on that. Steve Arndt, let's see here. James Allen, well, it's time for him. Okay, you guys, that's way behind. I'm a little bit behind my own. No alien invasion needed. The Big V has done the perfect job for subversion for T rule. James Allen says, Deb Rock says, Nevada, what's going on? Hey, Stephen Foster, Day of the Lord, strangers will come. Of course, if you go by the book, it says that there will be signs in the stars and moon, sun, and stars. Let's see here. Scripture is clear. The rest is man's fantasy, says On a Mission. Susan Kelly. I saw that on Mr. MBB333. Yeah. In fact, when that came out, I don't think there was a single person that didn't cover that. It was pretty freaking interesting as far as an interstellar object. Let's see. Yabba Dabba. Hey, how's it going? We've got lots of new names over on YouTube. Raymond Knight, Rickalyn Dente, Misty Jenkins, Jimmy the Lip. Hey, nice to see you. Hope your channel's doing well. Make sure to check out Jimmy the Lip. John Mannon, Jessa Figmanson says United Corporations of America. Oh, yeah. Well, that's a true statement. And then over on D-Live, we've got Toadman, Scooby-Doo Do-Right, Edgy Whalen, thank you so much, Mama of 6. Let's see here, Tony, 617, Steve McQueed, not McQueen, but Queed. And then Out of the Woods, we've got Dixie Doe. I saw your picture you drew. My wife showed me that. She literally like grabbed me and like yelled. She's like, "You got to see this." Thank you. Amazing drawing, and especially if it sounds like you took all day to draw it. I thought it was freaking awesome. Canadian RL. In fact, I'll try to show it by the end of the show. In fact, Dex, if you get a chance, otherwise I can pull it up. Just remind me to pull it up or pull up Dixie Doe's Twitter. She actually drew a Marfoogle News picture, and it was amazing. Gentle Moss says, hi, Adam, Dex. New Year's blessings to the family. And then we have Unfinished Centac. We've got lots of new followers here. Thank you guys for following. As always, if you follow during the show, we'll try to shout you out. Pearl says, here's to a better year. Yeah, I don't blame you there. Lou Rock, thank you so much. Hey, thanks for stopping by. And what the heck? Prep for Life. You are now number 23, I believe. Just dropped a Ninja. Incredible way to start the year. Thank you, Prep for Life. Says, thank you, Marf, Dex, and Mods, praying for all the Foogle fam. Aiden, my 11-year-old son, wanted me to give an air fist bump to Dex for him. Well, you got a fist bump for a year. Aiden, thank you, and I hope your son's doing well. It was nice talking to him the one time you called in. Aiden, I hope you're doing well as well. Thank you, guys. Thanks for both supporting our show and independent journalism. Again, Ostuo, consider the people on North Sentinel Island, says CV and VC. Yes, Ostuo. I think you've made comments about, you actually brought it up the other day as well. Rapture soon 2020. Check out my YouTube. David Blackwell from China. I will do so. Trek Prepper, Unicorn Forest, be in the light. Thank you, guys. I really do appreciate it. Prep for Life. Thank you, and thank you. All right, let's move on. FAA notified after large blue UFO seen above Oahu appeared to drop into the ocean. It says, out of Honolulu, Hawaii, an unidentified flying object spotted in the evening sky over leeward Oahu prompted witnesses to call 911 on Tuesday. The sighting happened on about 8:30 p.m., and it says there are multiple videos on what appears to be a glowing oblong mass both in the sky and in the water. It says officials from the Federal Aviation Administration says that there was no aircraft incidents or accidents in this area, but multiple witnesses reported seeing a large blue object fall out of the sky and into the ocean. It says in one video, a woman can be heard saying, "Something is in the sky. What is that?" Again, this is pretty crazy. It says not long after, a woman named Mariah spotted what looked like the same object passing over Princess Kahanu Estates. It says, quote, "I look up and I was like, oh, she said. I started calling my husband and them because they were all in the garage. I was like, hey, come look up here. See if you see what I see. They all said, yeah." The 38-year-old says she's never been a believer in UFOs, but the bright blue object had them so intrigued, they jumped in the car and started following it. It says, "I don't know what it was," she said. "This one was going so fast." It says the journey ended less than 3 miles from where it began. She says that she stopped the car on Farrington Highway in front of the Board of Water Supply building after the object appeared to drop into the ocean. What do you think this was? Now, let's see if we can go over to here. One sec. I believe there's a screenshot of this, so hold on. Hopefully this loads well here. And then Dex, I did not... here we go. There we go. Just slow loading. No. So it didn't... I think it didn't. No. Okay, maybe it just didn't load it right. Dex, if we could just show a screenshot of that video. I don't know if it's...
Yeah, I'm trying to capture it a different way if I can get it to load.
Okay, otherwise I'll put it up in here in the corner.
Something is in the sky.
Okay, here, hold on. Let's do this and make sure that everybody can... So again, this was on the local news there. It says Hawaii News Now was the original channel this was on. Let's see if we can mute this out. And I'm sorry, by the looks of this thing, it looks a lot like Third Phase of Moon, and a couple other channels covered this. Remember when we covered the cigar-shaped UFOs? And they were colored. They were blue in color. So I don't get what the heck is going on. And it seems like they go over Hawaii a lot. But they've also been spotted. They've also been spotted above nuclear sites. Specifically these blue orb weird shapes. What do you think it was? Do you think it was a U.S. government, project? Do you think it was a drone? Watch the video yourself. We're going to link it, and it should pop up for you guys. Of course, I have a different system set up here. But if you would like to watch it again after the show, you can go through all of the videos and documents that we have here on marfugelnews.com. And then it says, space, the final smuggling frontier. On Christmas Day, we learned that the ashes of James Doohan, an actor that played Scotty in the original Star Trek series and several movies, were surreptitiously brought to the International Space Station. That's right, Scotty, who I believe... Wait a second. Yeah, Dax, I don't know if this is true, but... Okay, so that was the original. I do know one of the newer characters actually passed away by getting hit with his own car. I think, who was that? Was that the new Scotty, or was that... I'm trying to remember who that was. And if you know, put it in the chat or put it in the comments below. In fact, if you guys remember that, just a few years ago, one of the stars actually, he had a Jeep, and I think it was a Jeep that had a problem, and it basically started rolling backwards and pinned him against his own gate. Hit him without expectance because, it didn't have the engine running or anything. It says, It says, quote, now it can be revealed that in death, the actor who played the Starship's chief engineer has traveled nearly 1.7 billion miles through space, orbiting Earth more than 70,000 times, after his ashes were hidden secretly on the International Space Station. The Times of London reported on December 5th, quote, it was completely clandestine, said Richard Garriott, a video game entrepreneur who smuggled James Doohan's ashes onto the ISS in 2008 during a 12-day mission as a private astronaut. Isn't that flippin' crazy? So, now, I didn't know. So they actually have taken private... I thought I heard about this, but they've taken private people up to the ISS? I guess I think I've covered something like it, but that was in 2000.
Well, they're all astronauts. They're just go. They go. This was back when they were going up with the Suez, right, in Russia.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is it says that a video game entrepreneur who smuggled James Doohan's ashes, and he was on a 12-day mission as a private astronaut. So I guess he paid to be an astronaut from Russia or something? I don't know. And that was back in 2008. Either way, it says he paid a reported $30 million to fly in a Suez capsule to the ISS, passed along gossip he'd picked up about cosmonauts transporting unapproved items into space. So, again, weird. This is a pretty crazy one.
Well, and the story goes on. If you guys want to go read it, like there's liquor bottles, cigarettes, corned beef
Cognac,
sandwiches, all sorts of strange things. And apparently they even go so far as to go on diets before, like the week before, they'll fast and not eat so they can lose weight so that they can bring on contraband, because they have strict weight limits for how much they can actually take into the ship. And of course, they hide all of that stuff.
Wow,
it's pretty funny what's been taken up over the years. So that article, it's pretty long, but if you guys want to go read it on the website, like there's a lot of interesting things that over the years have been taken up.
What they do is, and then they also hollow out books so they can put stuff inside of it. And again, this is just a lot of people don't even believe it, but that's, again, $30 million for a ticket to the ISS, but ISS, I guess, is low orbit. I just wonder, because there is such a huge debate about the Earth's shape, why don't they, wouldn't it be, if they wanted to basically take out that debate, why won't somebody pay, or especially some of the more well-known people, pay a ticket and have them go all the way up to there, instead of a balloon? I know that they've all done tests with balloons and things like that. Why don't they do something and send them up and just,
I don't know. Them then? If somebody could afford a $30 million ticket, is that the type of person you're going to believe when they come back?
Well, exactly. And that's why it's still not believed, even though, and if there's video that goes all the way up and never cuts a frame, it doesn't matter, because now you can fake anything anyways. That's the thing. I've never been to space, so I can't say it's real. I can't say it's fake. That's why I say it's a moot point. You can lay your case out, but what I see is people arguing about it and being so adamant, and it's like, and it's crazy, because what happens is people actually go into all of the space-related videos, they watch the whole thing, they comment, and they basically say, no, it's not real, and then they call other people idiots and stuff. But what I don't get is, like, how do you think that that's going to convert somebody to your belief? It's not even like a religion, but it's almost like you have to convert everybody, otherwise they're so stupid. I don't get that. If you want somebody to hear you out, you would think you would share the evidence or post evidence in a comment, but most of the time it's just people calling other people idiots, or that's what I never got. It seems like it's really big in that, and I get it, because if you have that belief, you don't. I would get the feeling of having people think you're crazy and not wanting people to think you're crazy, because I don't think it's crazy. I think it's I've heard some of the arguments. It's pretty pretty interesting stuff. And anyone that says it's not hasn't really looked at it. Either way, while we're still here on Earth, no matter how they do it, and whether it comes from space or it comes from a really high up plane, doesn't matter to me. I would rather be prepared for an EMP. Again, right now with everything going on, I hope that people are paying attention. We're going to go over an article here in a minute that will exactly explain why you should be preparing with such things and such products as EMP Shield. Again, this is an affiliate. But outside of this, if again, my entire family now has these. Again, this is something that I highly recommend to everyone. And if you don't want to go through us, again, we give you a big discount and you end up helping the show at the same time. But if you want to go around us, or if you hate us, or if you're one of the 100 people that do a dislike at the end of the video, at the end, you watch all the way through it every time. But if you're one of those people, then go through another creator. What this is one of the same companies that's not only working with DHS, DOD, but is officially on the DEMSO team helping protect the Texas grid. This is an actual, this is basically, it grounds the signal before it has a chance to fry your devices. It's one of the best. It is technically military tested. It is Keystone tested. Again, this is, if they could say all the stuff they do, again, they're in contract with the U.S. government. If they could say all the stuff they do, it'd be even a much easier sell. But again, go to marfugelnews.com/EMP. You can prepare close to the same way that the military does. Again, it's 100% American-made, veteran-owned business. It is a great one to support, but it also protects against solar flare protection up to 228,000 amps and even lightning. So in one install, you've got yourself protected against lightning, EMP, and solar flare. This can also be put on a car, a generator, even your solar protection. People think, oh, I've got solar, I've got it covered. Well, if your solar's fried, what are you going to do then? And if you don't have your generator, then how are you going to generate all the stuff you saved? So it's kind of a partner product that you probably need at least two. All right. Let's get into the first call. Again, the number is 224-400-MARF. And we are going to take on, let's see here, Kitchen Sink, first-time caller. First off, Susan Donahue, get prepped up, get prayed up, put on the full armor of God. Hashtag Team Humanity. Whether you're here or not, I know you are a busy person. We always make sure to shout you out either way. Thank you so much for making basically every single show for years now. Thank you. Kitchen Sink, first-time caller about the law of attraction and stay focused on positive.
Hello?
Hello, how are you?
Good, how are you?
So, law of attraction, is the subject here. So what's going on?
Yes, I would like to, if it's okay, to share a scripture with everyone.
Okay, go ahead.
Sure, is Ephesians 6:12, and that reads, For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. And I just think that we as a society, as a whole, humanity should focus on that with everything that they can, because ultimately holding fast to that truth is going to be what pulls us from this side through this terrible time to what we have to come. So while it is so important to be prepared and to have all your ducks in a row for whatever is coming, it's even more important to hold on to anything positive that you have. And if you find yourself not with anything positive, to manifest that to the best of your ability. That way we can all get through this as easy as possible, all in one piece. Because at the end of the day, whatever is supposed to happen is going to happen regardless of what either side does, what anybody does. And everything that is happening because it has to happen. And that's just really all there is to it. It's already been finished.
So we all need to get on it. That was like what I said the New Year's Eve, I believe, or the night before New Year's Eve, is saying that, you know, how everybody is saying, oh, it's such a bad year. It's such a bad year. As a group collective, it became part of regular chat for, you know, like, how's the weather? But people would go, "Oh, what a bad year!" You know, even checkers at the check stand, like,
Mm-hmm.
"Well, it's this year, so you never know." It's like that's not the group mentality
so
we should
speaking it
have.
into existence. That's why it's so bad. Yeah, absolutely.
Just like when you,
But that's all I just wanted to share.
well, thank you for the positive. No, it's again, I agree. Like I've noticed that the worst days I've had, like where you wake up and you trip out of bed and then you end up walking and you burn yourself on the stove and you're so pissed about that. Then you end up getting a ticket on your way to work. You end up going late. Go, I'm so late to work. And then you on the way, as you're late, you get stopped by, speeding or whatever. It's like, it's because you're bringing on that negative. I think that there is a space to be Christian and to be law of attraction, or at least putting out positive out there. I think that we're humans. I think the more we find out.
You can call it what you want to, but the force is the force. The source is the source. What created you created me. It's all, call it what you want. I don't know if you've ever read or seen The Shack, but, there is only one, and it is in each of us,
I get you. Well, thank you so much for calling in. And the kitchen sink, how'd you come up with that name? You're everything.
Everything but the kitchen sink. That's right.
That's awesome. Hey, well, thank you so much, and you enjoy your night, and Happy New Year.
Thanks. You too.
All right, bye. That was Kitchen Sink. Interesting name. Let's see here. Gone Girl 777 up in the house, VIP there. Thank you so much for your support and being here every single night. Dixie Doe, thank you as well. Thank you again for that beautiful drawing. Harry the Rabbit, the truth is out there. Thank you for being here as well. Jonathan Esparza, we've got Wolverine Snicked gifted out a Marfia badge. Thank you so much. Army Ann, we got to stay positive. I mean, it's only going to be negative pretty much. I mean, mainstream is going to be negative. We at least try to have a fun time here while we're telling you about how bad it is. So that's one good thing. Let's see here. And we're going to get to some scary stuff. So I do want to warn you. This, I guess this is not, this is the kind of stuff that outside my show, I text my best friends and people I haven't even spoke to in years. So I have kind of been on high alert for a couple months. Same with Dex. We've both been kind of wondering, like, any day now something could happen. And that's not a crazy thought to have. And I don't think you're crazy or anybody else for thinking that something big is on the horizon. We say that not to, something big is coming. That's not the where we come from. It's where we're coming from is that the fact that, we're nervous about it too, but we need to be thinking about this kind of stuff together. We need to be positive about it. We also need to be prepared the best we can. What is going on right now is very scary. And I'm sure if you're new or you've never seen a show before, then you probably have not been following all of the things that we've covered. The actual documents, the NERC report from all of the kind of events that have happened on our grid, all of the experts coming out and saying this. So we'll go over that here in just a sec. Let's get back to it, actually. So, UK judge to rule on U.S. extradition, WikiLeaks Assange. It says WikiLeaks founder Julian Assange will find out Monday whether he can be extradited from the UK to the US to face espionage charges over the publication of secret American military documents. It says District Judge Vanessa Barasater is due to deliver her decision at London's Old Bailey Courthouse at 10 a.m. It says on Monday, it says if she grants the request, then Britain's Home Secretary Priti Patel will actually make the final decision, which is really weird. I wonder if that can't be. I knew a Priti Patel in kindergarten. I doubt it's the same one, though. Probably a very common name, an Indian name. It says whichever side loses is expected to appeal. which could lead to more years of legal wrangling. If you don't know the Assange kind of whole journey of him being in an embassy for years and being stealth hidden out and all this stuff, it is a crazy story in itself. It's very crazy. And then we've got Stellar Morris as Assange's partner and the mother of his 2 sons has appealed to the U.S. President DT via Twitter to grant a pardon to Assange before he leaves office on January 20th. And even if T-Man doesn't, there's speculation that his successor, Joe, may take a more lenient approach to Assange's extradition process. It says U.S. prosecutors indicted the 49-year-old Assange on 17 espionage charges and 1 charge of computer misuse that carry a maximum sentence of 175 years in prison. So not a very light sentence there. That would kind of suck. It says lawyers acting on behalf of the U.S. government said in their closing arguments after a 4-week hearing in the fall that Assange's defense team had raised issues that neither relevant nor admissible. It says consistently the defense asked this court to make findings or act upon the submission that the United States of America is guilty of torture, war crimes, murder, and breaches of diplomatic and international law, and that the United States of America is a lawless state. They said these submissions are not only non-justiciable, but these proceedings but should never have been made. So, what do you guys think of that? Honestly, I mean, what do you think? Do you think he should be pardoned? There's an argument for Snowden, and there's an argument for Assange. Not too many people know about the documents that were released under Assange. A lot of people know what Snowden ended up releasing because that was kind of huge. We were being spied on, our text messages, everything. I mean, you know, they say they're not, but, you know, we know better. They just probably changed the name. Kind of like, you know, we're harsh critics for LifeLog. You know, LifeLog's this thing that wants to collect everything about your life and who you have relationships with. You know, like on February 4th in 2004, you know, because of harsh criticism, they closed down. And then on February 4th of 2004, the same day, what was that website that opened up? It's called like fake book or something, farce book, flash pages. I can't remember, but that site opened the same day that LifeLog, DARPA's program, closed. That was a government program. And it did the exact same thing, like by definition. So who knows? Maybe they shut down something and then opened up shop somewhere else. Do you think it's right? Because they were doing so much wrong, do you think Assange should now, looking back, since the whole world was pissed off about that and they said that it was internationally wrong and it was against the law internationally, should he be pardoned? What do you guys think? I know that there's a debate about that as well. Oh man, I'm so sorry, you guys. It is buffering, and I see that on my end as well. I apologize. Either way, on my end, it will try to record this here. So if it does end up dropping out, the second we start talking about this, it starts skipping out. Okay, well, we're moving on. We're not talking about that anymore, algorithm gods. But anyways, it looks like Gone Girl 777 just dropped a massive ninjet. What in the heck are you doing? Thank you, and thank you. Let's see here.
Hey, Adam.
Gone Girl just dropped a ninjet. So I was doing my response head bobble. What was that, Dex?
Oh, I was just going to say, there's actually another one. I don't know if you missed it or not. Did you see the first one?
Yeah, I called it. Well, I don't know. There's 2
Up for
total.
Life?
What?
Yeah, there's 2 jets.
Oh, yeah. Prep for Life, we
Okay.
got a long time ago. You were probably on the phone.
Okay. Yeah. I was
Yeah,
just making sure.
We've never had...
I know sometimes they sneak by us, right? And I just didn't want that to happen.
No.
Sorry
And,
about that.
and honestly,
Gone Girl. Awesome.
I don't think we've ever had two from two different people on one show. I don't think that's happened. So thank you to both of you. Hitting support all at once. I have chose to... I have to close my eyes spinning. Love you all. Hitting support all at once. I have to close my eyes spinning. Love you all. Gone Girl, good night if you are going to sleep. And I appreciate you coming and at least trying to make it to every part of the show. Dex, can you check on the video quality? And then I'll just continue as normal.
Yeah, we've been good. I've been monitoring the DLive channel, and it's fine. I'll check the other one, but we haven't skipped at all.
Weird. Okay. Priscilla R., a lot of people have said it, and then it actually has a notification on mine. It says 26% of frames were dropped. But now it's gone. Weird. All right. Well, thank you guys for being patient with that. No control over that. And then we have apocalyptic omen from for the new year. Dead birds fall from sky in Rome. It says that the year 2020 may have passed, but it managed to hit people with the bad news and grim omens until the very end, even bestowing the Italian capital with a rain of dead birds. Hundreds of dead birds fell from the sky like some sort of apocalyptic rain. It says terrifying Roman citizens on New Year's Eve. Italian media reported, according to the Roma Today news portal, users posted many fake photos on social media, but multiple birds, mainly starlings, were indeed found dead in several parts of the city, including the Termini station, Via Nazionale, and Via del Fore Imperiale. So wait a second. This is in Rome, which fell, and on New Year's Eve, that is creepy. These birds took a dive. Again, this is wow, look at that. We're going to attach this video on the website, marfugelnews.com. You can go look at it, but it is a walking film, obviously, with all of these dead starlings. That is so flippin' creepy. In Rome, which we know the story of Rome. It fell, and it fell hard. Is that seriously like the most straight up omen out there? I have to say, yeah. What do you guys think about that? And then we have U.S. officials are reportedly privately worried Russia stole the blueprints for U.S. blackout restoration. This is one of the most important things we've talked about. Now, don't worry about this word. I don't really care about this word because whoever did it to us as a civilian doesn't really matter. But this is what matters. If this doesn't happen, they now have basically put it out there, and some of us will know why it's not getting turned back on if it doesn't. And of course, there's already a blame placed, which they can go back to and go, yeah, we already told you guys this is who it was. This could be reason enough to start something if it does happen. Again, it says, in public, American officials have said that they do not believe the Ruski's SVR intelligence agency, quote, pierced classified systems and stole sensitive communications and plans during an alleged cyber, and it says on what may have been hundreds of networks in the United States. The New York Times reported, it says, but privately, per the Times, those same officials reportedly say they still aren't sure exactly what was or what wasn't taken. It says those are the concerns that the SVR, which the U.S. Intelligence Agency and Secretary of Mike Pompeo are confident was behind the breach, despite President T suggesting China may have been involved instead of Moscow. It says was able to get its hands on delicate, albeit unclassified information from victims like the Federal Energy Regulatory Commission. It's reportedly possible that the hackers accessed Black Start, the detailed technical blueprints for the U.S. and how they would restore power in case of a major blackout. If it was indeed the case, Russia would theoretically have a list of systems it could target to keep the power from turning back on. I want to point this out really hardcore because we have over 500 active military in our group. And if you're new here, we warned, okay? We warned about a certain thing that's going on right now months before it happened. And the only reason I'm pulling this out, I'm not trying to pat myself on the back, because guess what? If this happens, I won't be around, or any of your other internet favorites will be around to accept credit. And it's not for extra views, because we get the same views every night. Same views, same amount of people. Doesn't grow because we're not suggested. We only grow through you sharing this out. So it does us no good for you to go, in 2 years from now and go, well, it didn't come true. It doesn't do us any good. We want to make sure we're telling you right. So for any of the new folks here, same people that have been telling this, and we've been telling you for over a year now about a possibility of this. Now, mainstream is caught up. The events have caught up. We even told you months ago that there would be major news on this. And it's all popping up. Thank you guys. It looks like 4.5 thousand are watching. Well, you're here. Just to remind you, again, this is only to make a slight point here. Just keep this in mind. Now, what are we telling you? What are we saying is a very high possibility of happening? Okay. Now, remember, we've been telling you for over a year. If you see, I did a lot of stuff in my thumbnails, and I always portrayed a message there. Up here, they are ordering. They're ordering. They used eminent domain for goggles. They're training in the dark. But look at this. This is a year ago. This is this was months before what happened. This one as well. This was done before December. In fact, this was done in, I want to say, November. And it says proof they know something. You can see clearly what is on that thumbnail. November 3rd, SPD mapping city wearing masks, ? What are they trying to tell us? This one right here, same month, right when we got the information, we let you know everything we knew. Then what happened? Now again, the stuff that we found out later on, a few months later, was what our people thought was next. We showed you documents. We showed you the NERC, the energy reports, how nothing was being reported. We showed you what they were actually saying. We showed you the task force results. We showed you everything else. And now it's all coming to truth. So I hope, with that being said, that a lot of you are actually preparing for this situation. Again, can't be too much more clear without actually saying. So if you actually click that closed caption buttons, everything I said is live. It's live, and it's able to actually read what I say. And that possibly might be a reason for, any of the buffering. You say that that gentleman's name that I was talking about a couple minutes ago, it might even have an automatic setup to close down shop on that, because they don't know what you're going to say. They don't know if you're going to say his name and then start talking about, classified stuff or whatever. Maybe they have a deal with the government once you say his name to cut it out. we know that this is being done because of after all of the events this year, anybody that was in certain areas doing lives, doing all sorts of stuff, they were affected differently. When you say certain things during a live stream, we've had things put down below that are actual, those disclaimers, right? People have said the words that basically explain those things above us, those lines. They say that word, and the disclaimer is down there before we're done. So I hope you guys understand why we do things the way we do, and I hope you guys understand that this is just to make sure that we're all responsible adults. We're the patriarchs, the matriarchs of our family, that we not only try to predict what is going to happen, but even if in 100 years it doesn't, we prepare for it. Because that's what the military's doing. They're getting night vision goggles for all their soldiers. They're training in the dark. They're training underground. And they are hardening all of the military sites as far as power goes and everything else. So why aren't we? I think I got my point across. Again, if you guys have not seen this, again, they accessed or possibly accessed the detailed plans on how to turn the power back on. Just to read that one more time, it's reportedly possible the hackers accessed Black Start, which I've never even heard of, the detailed technical blueprints for the U.S. that would restore power in the case of a major blackout. If that is indeed the case, Russia would theoretically have a list of systems it would need to target to keep power from turning back on. It says the Times report shed more light on the cyber attack, which may not be fully understood for months or even years. Some of the revelations, underline, that's weird, include the fact that the hack appears to have been much broader in scope than originally thought, and that the hackers, quote, managed their intrusion from inside the U.S. by exploiting legal prohibitions on the NSA. So because we're not supposed to be monitoring ourselves, that's what they're saying, is they were here, they were sleeper cells, and that they were monitoring it from inside the U.S. So what else does that tell us? They're already here, folks. So if they wanted to pop something off, they would be doing it from here. You don't know who your neighbor is. You don't know who's down the street. You don't know who you're on the bus with. Because I guarantee you, at least one of you has met a spy and you didn't even know it. Isn't that a trip, Dex? Remember when we found out, and this is, what was this from? I ran to the store, if you know that country. Was it them or was it, yeah. 1 in 100 folks from there is a sleeper cell. We found that out. Now imagine Russia or China. Wonder what the numbers are like for that. Pretty crazy.
Yeah, I remember those numbers. It was the ones that were coming in undocumented. It was a significantly high percentage. Yeah,
craziness. Well, what do you guys think? Let's go back over to the chat. Let's get back to the Fugel fam. Thank you all for being here. This is not to bum you out. This is to straight up tell you, if they're preparing for it, we should too. Let's be responsible adults. Let's think about these situations. Let's talk about them. Let's get it all out there and prepare. I know people like Gone Girl and others. I remember even back in the day when we started, like Robert, who used to play guitar and stuff, still has his channel. They would basically go out and pre-check out a spot, like a bug out spot. These are things that, most people don't do. I was super impressed when I saw people do that. Take a day trip. Take a day off of work and go out and check out a place you would go. Figure out a route. Practice with your family. What are you going to do if you lose power on a really long basis? Do you have enough food and water? If you don't, Work on it every single week, even if it's $5 a week. Susan Donahue, thank you so much. Again, really, really huge thank you. Happiest of happy with this new year. Be the positive collective, even when times get tough. Really, really. Salute and thank you. I really do appreciate that, and Happy New Year to you. I know it's not good timing for all this talk because it's the new year. We're supposed to be super happy that a horrible year is over. The starlings falling out of the sky in Rome days are over. But unfortunately, we are in the worst month as far as chatter goes. So we need to get past this month for me to really let loose. You guys are awesome, says Louis Mashy. Thank you so much. Louis or Louis, thank you. You guys are awesome. I appreciate that. Vinicki Potasio, V-Rocks Pit. I remember your old name. You've been around so long. Happy New Year, Adam and Dex and Adam family, Dex and family mods, and the Fugel fam. Thank you, Vinicki Potasio, V-Rocks Pit. I'll never forget your name. Sean Glock, thank you so much. Says, so what's everyone's opinion on what's going to happen? Conflict between countries, EMP, SHTF, or asteroid? That's a good question, Sean Glock. Put your answer. 1 for conflict, 2 for EMP, 3 for SHTF, or 4 for asteroid. Put it in right now, and I'll turn the chat on.
What about all of the above?
Or 5, all of the above. Good. Yes, that's a great one. 1 for war, 2 for EMP, 3 for SHTF, 4 for asteroid, 5 for all of the above. Conflict, EMP, SHTF, asteroid, all of the above. And in the meantime, let's see if I can turn that on. And it will start scrolling. Looks like there was a tiny bit of buffering. I don't know if you'll actually catch it yet. And then Laura Drejos, thank you so much. I appreciate your support there. You did not leave a message. And then Fairy Spirit 2112. Thank you so much for the Ninja Genie. Oh yeah, God is in control. Let's see here. Dave 808 says, I sent you 2 emails, Adam, about UFO that flew over. I will check. If you can, though, make sure to CC it again to adam@marfugelnews.com. I don't know what email you did it to, but do it again as well so I can look for it. Glad to be in for a live show. Take care, Fugel fam. Texas 2018. Thank you, and thank you. And then Kahaja Flygirl says 5, all of the above. I'm with you, Kahaja. In fact, if I was in chat, I would be pressing 5. Quantum Cat, and that's my honest opinion. 6 EMP, 6. Quantum Cat says 6, making the own category. EMP, then Brown Dwarf. That's actually, if you have a 6, put in your own. That's actually a good one. Red Butterfly, Respiratory Jane. Look at all the 5s here. This is pretty interesting, actually. Look at all the 5s. We've got some 2s. Susan Donahue. EMP. Okay. Just EMP, though? I guess it's timing. What would be first? And then would EMP end up resulting in a conflict? Ty Palomino says 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm pretty much with some of you other guys. Sesame Street. 1, 2, 3. 4, 5, and oh no. Oh. Alan Johnson says is here. Liza Jean Williams, Russia is not the enemy. Again, they might be pointing us the wrong direction. If you've noticed, they've shifted multiple times. That's why I said at the very top, don't pay attention to this part. I'm more worried that they're telling us about this. This sets it up. This is a tit for tat. Solomon, it looks like Susan Solomon said, I think made her own, a 6. was Pole Shift. Adapt 2031. Liza Jean says that. Make sure to check that one out. Yellowstone. Donna Hoffman put in Yellowstone. That's a great one. Well, that's enough for that. Well, thank you guys all for participating in that.
Adam, did you see the jet that flew in?
No, I didn't. Oh my goodness.
Well, see, now I found one. This time
I just saw the screen name that, and you know, that's too bad, man. Anyways, you'll see it in the replay. If not, rewind that. La Bamba, thank you so much. It looks like La Bamba BB, thank you for the Ninja Genie. I appreciate that. Dave 808. The truth is out there. Rapture ready. Kahaja Fly Girl, thank you so much. And it hasn't loaded yet. Will you thank them? In fact, I have to.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's Buster the dog. And I love this message. Spending my stimulus the right way. Thank you all for what you do. And Buster the dog, I think you're number like 26 or 25. You're on the lead. Actually, the number starts over for the year, right, Adam? I don't know how we're doing it, but Buster, you're definitely a member of a very elite club, and your donation is extremely appreciated, and it goes a long way to helping the whole community stay together and the channel survive. So thank you so much for what you've done.
I don't know if we can tell, but you know, another thing. I mean, can we? I mean, I don't think there's any problem with this, but just so you know, too, it's going to be to do what we are doing right now. We just ran into another kind of hurdle. It's going to end up, being in the thousands for us to run what we're building. So we really appreciate all of your guys' support. Again, it's going to be something that I think that we needed and that we had. Unfortunately, we can't depend on free services because free services can be taken away. So again, I really do appreciate your support. I know Dex does too. He's been working like a madman on the programming and everything else. So we really do appreciate all of your support. If you guys didn't know, we had a Discord of over 15,000. If you guys were there when it got taken, it was one of the roughest things because I built that from scratch and Dex built the structure of it. I mean, it was a really big deal. So thank you guys for supporting us. And I don't think a lot of people realize how much it ends up doing. So thank you. Fairy Spirit, thank you. Love you guys and the hard work you do. Thank you. And thank you. We appreciate when you guys do notice. And I know that most of you guys do understand. So thank you so much. This though, yeah. Yossi, thank you for following. Thank you. I also appreciate the theory that God is in control. That is also amazing as well. Man, I don't know what is going on. It's still behind. I still don't see that. But thank you. Thank you again. I can't. Once I see it, I'm sure it will be there. Don't know why I can't see it, though. Priscilla R. Why wouldn't it show me?
Yeah, that's strange. It was just before them on, but yeah.
Buster the dog, spending my stimulus the right way. Thank you for all what you do. Again, you know, I don't think what's really sucks is some people aren't getting it because they didn't file the non-file. My wife is not getting it. My wife did get it last year, but she's not getting this year because she was at home with the kids. So, I mean, I didn't get it. Some people didn't get it, and no matter what they filled out, they just didn't get it. So it's kind of stupid. And I should have got it because under the limit, you should get it. So just kind of sucky, especially since I had a regular job and I didn't make over the limit. So kind of dumb. Nurchik, thank you so much. Chris0000, thank you for following. And at Real Desert, thank you. Thank you guys. I seriously appreciate it. Warrior Princess, awesome name. I'm loving that you're taking charge with that nickname. I appreciate it. And if you guys want to support us in a different way and protect yourself at the same time, again, this only matters when we do have computers here. But while we are, right now everybody's at home, and if they do end up locking us down even more people are going to be on their computers 24/7. You should have protection. Any professional or anybody who's on their computer a lot should have a VPN. It's a virtual private network that protects you. It hides your IP. It prevents data logging, not only from companies, but also from countries like China or Russia or anybody. Again, you can actually get up to 70% off if you use our code Marfoogle, which again, you can end up doing this through somebody else as well. But if you use us, not only will you get a huge discount, you will be helping a channel and doing, it's like, it's killing 2 Rome starlings with 1 bad omen stone. It worked better in my head. Crowds of people flock to International Airport to commemorate the anniversary of this. Okay, so this is even bigger news. Man, we're getting into it. Okay, let's get into the phones. We're going to open up the phones again. Let's see here. Waking God's Child is talking about things that we are seeing in the sky. We have a video. Caller from Texas. Waking God's Child. Let's get them in here. Waking God's Child, it looks like you might be live.
Look, there we go. Now she's live. There we go.
Hi, how are you doing?
Adam, how are you?
Good. So we have.
First of all, I want to thank Dex for doing a wonderful job directing me through this. So he did a wonderful job. So I was sent here from I guess it was a catchphrase of, I guess it's Scott from Oz. I want to say thank you to him. He sent me to call you, and I also know really that you did a shout out to earlier.
Well, thank you. All good people.
I'm calling in because I have seen some things lately a lot for probably the last 5 years, actually. I guess I should start from the beginning. I was born in Albuquerque, New Mexico. My father was Air Force. Grew up in New Mexico until I was 14. Ended up in Honduras, Central America, where I met a Navy SEAL. Married him, and we were married for 15 years almost. And then we went contract CIA. I'm not really sure what or if this has anything to do with what is going on now, but there are some things that are happening in my life that a link to. Shows some of it, a lot more on my page as well. But I've seen things that just do not make sense. But in my opinion, every rabbit hole leads back to God, if that makes sense. I'm sure it does to a lot of you. And some of you maybe are not familiar with the aspect, but I mean, even I've seen what they call, I guess, the TR3B, or I think that's what it's called, where you have the 3 lights that you can see straight through the middle. But what I'm noticing is these things seem to be, or tend to be, almost of an organic nature. And I would like to say more so interdimensional beings. And I'm sure that our higher officials, and I'm just going to leave it at that, are very well aware of this. In fact, I know they are. That's just one instance that I've seen. These things seem to visit pretty much daily. And I know it sounds like a crazy ordeal, and it shouldn't be happening. There's nothing special about me. And Scott from Oz already knows that story as well. However, I would also like to say and read, when it comes to like Luke 21:25, there will be signs in the sun and the moon and the stars. On the earth, nations will be in anguish, and perplexity will be roaring, and tossing of the sea. I mean, it's all kind of biblical, and it's been written. And for whatever reason, though, I'm seeing these things. And I mean, there's no denying it. I have a young daughter. She's 15. She sees them right along with me, although it's very annoying to her. I completely understand. But I mean, you can go back to Acts 2:17 as well. In the last days, God says, I will pour out my spirit on the people, and your sons and your daughters will prophesy. Your young men will see visions. Your old men will have dreams. So this is just my opinion, but every bit of what's going on right now and what we should be preparing for is all biblical. Like I said, my opinion. But I mean, everything, and Dex, I'm going to say you're number 5. Like I would say all the above as well. All of these things are to come. I've had dreams myself on top of these crazy things that never in my wildest dreams. I grew up in a Christian home with, religion kind of always there. Starting to see things differently now in a more so spiritual aspect versus religion. But I don't know if there's a wrong way or a right way. I'm just starting to think that everything that we experience in our lives happens for a reason. But no matter what rabbit hole or road or avenue you tend to go down, it all leads back to the Creator up above. And I have some other things that I'd like to speak with you about in private. I really don't want to choose. I really don't want to say it here. In front of everyone. But there's some other things that I think that you might find interesting, including a homeless veteran that I picked up, ironically, on Veterans Day 2 years ago, that allowed me to video record our conversation. And I just think that it would be something that would definitely, you would find that you could actually utilize the tools that he equipped myself with.
I would be more than interested than to hear exactly what that is as well. Also, great points, and in the background, I've been showing your video with several things going. By the way, to remind everyone else, Waking God's Child is actually right at the border of 1,000 subscribers. She's only 76 subscribers away from the ability not only to get monetized. People go, oh, it says you can make money. If you're not monetized,
I don't care about.
Oh, I know, but this, and I'm going to make a very big point. Everybody says they don't care about money. That's great, but the reason you're doing a channel is to reach people. And unfortunately, in 2018, they changed all the rules, and they did that because only monetized videos are going to be pushed and recommended. So if you are unmonetized, why do you? And it makes perfect sense. Look at the channels that are unmonetized. Once they're unmonetized, boom, flatline. And that way, if they're not making money, they made a decision. It was a financial decision. We're only going to push videos if they make us money. Then they changed the rules to every single channel. If you upload a video on YouTube, they have the right to monetize it, even if you are under 1,000. But if you're over 1,000, you have the ability, which, by the way, your channel, even though you don't care about money, they can put ads on your channel. And they actually just told us that they're going to.
Oh, wow.
So there's going to be ads on your channel anyways. I think it would be probably more awesome if you were making the ad revenue, or at least 50% of it instead of them. But on top of that, if you want to reach people, then that's what you need to do. So if you want to reach...
I think the whole world needs to be reached at this point, because we can clearly see that everywhere we look, in every direction, every avenue, our world has changed. And it's a sad world, but we have the ability to make it a beautiful world again. I mean, we truly do. And it's all the consciousness that we submit, that we radiate from our bodies and the frequencies. And I'm not into, I don't even know much about that, but I do know that we are beings of, we're electrical beings of light and electricity. And I mean, we can do this. We can totally change the world if we just put our minds to it.
Well, I agree with you there. Waking God's Child, thank you so much for calling in tonight. And again, I do hope that we get you to the 1,000. That also means you can actually live stream from your phone, which if you may not use, again, that rule actually came in after the NZ event, so you couldn't stream unless you were 1,000.
I'm going to need some help with that, but like I said, there's some other things if you get some time that I would like to speak with you about.
All right, well, thank you so much for calling in, and you have a wonderful night. Okay, that was this was Waking God's Child. Let's see. Let's click on the channel here. See if it ended up getting there. And it looks like it is already far past that. It's already 100 past that. 1.1 thousand. So we not only got her there, but got her past there comfortably. So. Again, thank you guys. Everybody that does Love Mobs knows we've helped over 1,000 channels get to 1,000 subscribers or more, which then helps them gain reach out all on their own. Some of those channels, like NPC, I think he's coming up on 80,000 subscribers, all on his own after the first bump. We've got Homegrown coming up on 16,000. We've got Magic Prepper. I think he's almost 50,000 or 40,000, something like that. Alaska Prepper, back when he was tiny, he of course now is in his 50, 60,000. I can't even remember all of them now. The reason I say it is because we've helped those channels for a reason. All of you guys are capable of spreading the same message we are. You just have to put the effort and you have to put the work in. And the more of us, the better. Getting my first house by March. I hope nothing pops off then. I appreciate all you decks do. Thank you. Says Bad Wolf GG. Yeah, I hope it doesn't either. But that is March. That's definitely that's 2 months past where all the chatter is. So if we make it there, I think we should at least be in the clear for the current stuff. Marf, I've watched your show since the very beginning in the first 10,000 subs. The video you were breaking down in saw you were real. I'm in AB Canada, can never get through on a call, but one day. Woke for 20 plus years. That was Citizen P, which did a back-to-back super chat from Canada. Thank you, and thank you. It really is appreciated. Thank you. More than anything, thank you. Thank you for being here for a long time, though, too. Citizen P, I do remember your name, just because I was like, every time I see Citizen, I think of like Citizen Kane or something like that. And I remembered Citizen P back when I had like nobody watching. So thank you for coming back and stopping back by. All right, let's see here. More crazy stuff. Check this out. So if you don't know what happened, first off, the reason that we took out this person, at least the public reason, is because T-Man said that he was planning something that made September of 2001 look like a walk in the park. Made it look like peanuts. Like it was Cracker Jacks compared to what is coming. T-Man said that there was an actual plan that was in place and they had to take him out. So with the drone, they striked and they got him. But this gentleman's right-hand man, the second in command, and this is a military, so probably that second-hand command took command, they tried to knock him out simultaneously. And the intel was wrong or the info was bad, something happened, and they missed. And I don't believe they have not got him. Do you think that plan just went away? They're like, oh, the general, he passed away, so let's give up. No. So with everything that's going on right now, the hack we found out about that's been going on for 5 months that accessed all 5 military branches, accessed the Pentagon, now we know it accessed Black Start, our program to restart the country after it's blacked out. None of it's related, though, folks. Look the other way. Nothing's going on here. Not to mention the entire event that's been happening this year and the stuff that's been going on the last couple months. All the weird stuff that's been like, that's okay. All the media covering certain things and not covering others. Just saying. It says, T-Man, others linked to this man, it says, will not be safe on Earth. So this is them saying, this is the actual officials say, they will not be safe on Earth. So our commander-in-chief and anybody else linked to this event will not be safe on Earth. Funny enough, this is just, what is this, 2 days after he throws a party for millionaires and all sorts of folks and bounces out unexpectedly. This is just a couple days after we found out that, well, VP was supposed to go flying around, but they canceled that too. What is happening? Then we get this whole thing about, oh yeah, Black Start was accessed. Put your detective hats on, folks. Former CIA station chief Daniel Hoffman says that the T-Man administration has been a whole lot harder on Iran when it comes to proxy attacks from militias based in this. It says President T and anyone else linked to the U.S. strike 1 year ago that took out an Iran general will not be safe on Earth, a top official warned Friday. Speaking on Friday, Ebrahim Raisi, their official judiciary chief, said not even T-Man was immune from justice for his role in the strike that took out Qasem, a major general in the Revolutionary Guard. It says the Times of Israel reported. It says they will witness severe revenge. I don't think it could get much clearer than this. They go on to even say, do not presume that someone, as the President of America, who appeared as a or ordered a may be immune from the justice being carried out. Never. This sounds pretty damn confident. So what the hell is going on here? All of the events that he's been whisked away from, whisked off stage, all this stuff has happened since then. Something is happening here, and we're not stupid. The civilians, you, my audience, my friends, my family, we're not stupid, and we get it. Crowds of people flocked to the international airport to commemorate this man's life, which some of them there thought he was a hero. He was like our John Kerry. No, I'm just kidding. Ketchup stains. I'm kidding. He was like our James Bond, some have said, right? Only a real man. Pretty crazy stuff. In fact, they almost had stories about him that were like NK, Kim like those kind of stories. Like, he doesn't pee. He doesn't go to the bathroom. He's so legendary. On the other hand, a lot of people hated him there too. There were people that cheered when he passed away. I guess it goes both ways. In abrupt reversal of strategy, Pentagon orders aircraft carrier home. Why? After weeks of escalation and threatening language, the Defense Department is sending mixed messages as the anniversary of the general nears. So we're not even at the 1 year mark. What do you think might happen on the 1 year? Dex, can we find out when the 1 year mark is of this event, or has it already passed? Let's see here.
Hey, Adam, it was January 3rd. So we're coming into it.
Tomorrow.
Right.
Tomorrow.
Yeah.
Keep your eyes open, folks, because tomorrow is the anniversary of this, and the day before they're talking like that. Just saying.
Well, and I've had actually had a few callers that have called in but didn't stick around that wanted to talk about this subject, and specifically talking about some of the actions that are apparently happening right now, like Ryan's leadership leaving Ryak and going back into Ryan. I think that was reported on in some circles right now that's happening. And then some of them in that country are going underground or undercover. And I think the other information that we got was that the pullback is more of we don't want to be the instigator or the one that actually does the first event. So there's a lot of questions as to whether or not who will do the first event, and if the first event will be a legitimate event or a fantastic Freddy kind of event over there that causes the escalation.
We get a lot of callers that actually call in, and this is okay, but they'll actually tell their whole story or 10 minutes to Dex, and then Dex takes that call, and then they go, oh, no, I don't want to be on air. I do appreciate that you're getting us important information, but then he ends up missing a call or somebody who does want to get on air.
That happens a lot, but tonight specifically, we just lost them. I don't know what happened to the caller. They were actually going to come on. But,
it says they were former military. Sometimes, or they back out. They get nervous last second.
Yeah, totally get it.
Can we try to? So did you try to get him back on?
Yeah, we got disconnected once before and got reconnected and then disconnected again. So I'll see if I can get it again. But yeah. But the whole notion there of what is happening, it seems obvious and clear, at least even from the mainstream side, that there's a lot of boiling pressure building up in the pot, so to speak. And the question is which side is going to crack.
Yeah. So
it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of which side and when, because it's going to happen.
Now, was that Barry or was that somebody else? That was Barry, huh?
No, there was somebody else that had that information too.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And let's see here. So, okay. Looks like we there we go. All right. Well, you know what we'll do? Let's try to get him on next show. So either way, we're at our time. Let's see what we can do. It looks like we are. I don't know why. This is the third time. 71% frames drop detected. What the heck is going on? Obviously, the subject matter, we see it. I see it on my end at least. Every time we talk about sensitive stuff, it's like. All right. Amanda Kelly says, dang, autocorrect when your wife had the baby. LOL. All right. All right. Let's see here.
And the stream's monitoring the stream on this end is fine, just so you know.
All right. Thank you.
We're delayed more than usual, but it doesn't seem like anything lost. Like we're doing okay.
As far as this goes, it says, man hasn't been to the grocery store in 8 months, so thanks to a tiny pandemic garden inspired by grandfather. It says, meet the man who is not running to the supermarket to stockpile, thanks to his tiny urban patio garden, which has kept him in fruit and vegetables for 9 months. See, this is awesome. This is what we should all be doing. I'll be honest, we have one, and we have only successfully gotten about, I would say, 30% of the vegetables we've grown. We've done. Here's why I say to start this earlier than later is gardening is not easy. And, most people know that. But I'm saying the love and care that you give it is what returns out of it. When you put love and care into it and time, which that's the thing, my wife and I both are busy, you get out exactly what you get. There are some plants that are really easy to grow. That's what we've learned. But then some plants, it's like if you miss a couple days or if you miss a day, it's like, they end up dying on you real quick. I'm sure there's plenty of you that garden and do your own stuff. So we've only gotten some of the stuff that we've potted, and we try. I mean, we did this from babies, from seeds to seedlings, planted them, did all of that, and man, it is work. But when something goes right and you're eating your own fruit and vegetables, it's absolutely amazing. Anybody that does it knows this feeling, like where you pull something out of the ground that you grew from a seed, and it's now providing you food. That's amazing. And this gentleman's story is something that everybody should be looking at and trying to repeat. He doesn't have a yard. He's grown chili peppers and mint on his windowsill for years, so he was delighted when he moved into an apartment with a shared garden. He only has a tiny little spot, so again, what people do now is they use their window space even inside of apartments, and they'll use that sunlight and they'll try to carve out a piece of their living room. And what they've been doing now is they actually make a dirt box or whatever in their living room or wherever that window goes into. Even in small apartments, they're able to at least grow enough to kind of get by and to save up even especially different vegetables that can be, stored a little bit longer. And then you build it up. I'm telling you, this is the way to go. It says he's set to work transforming half of the 8x5 patio area into a growing haven, created a wall trellis for herbs out of recycled water bottles, and installed planters and a greenhouse. So 4 feet, that's as big as my desk, by 2.5 feet. That's incredible. That's all of us can probably find a spot like that. Or if not, heck, find somewhere close that, you can, or even ask a neighbor, say, hey, I'll give you some of the fruit and vegetables if you let me have a spot. I don't know. It would be nice if we all had land, or if, that's why these, what sucks though is if you did a pea patch or something, if it was SHTF, everybody's grabbing that stuff. That stuff's not safe. So, let's see here. Crazy stuff. All right, well, it looks like that totally dropped out. So, unfortunately, it looks like we are not getting that person back on. All right, you guys. Well, Little Red KS Jules says, thank you for all you do, Marf and Dex. Started my own channel, but only have 36 subs. It's just my thoughts and miscellaneous stuff. God bless you guys and your family. Little Red KS Jules, make sure to get in on the show so we can love mob. Let's see here. Sean Glock, thank you so much. Luis Machi, thank you so much. To everybody over on DLive, I hope you guys take it seriously and try to follow along with what we said here earlier. Make sure to pay attention to those middle articles. Happy New Year 2021, Fugle fam. Texas Rob 49, thank you, and thank you. Kahaja Fly Girl, thank you. Massive support again with another Ninja Genie. Jaw 1776, thank you for following. Awesome, thank you. Colby or Cold Boy, thank you for following. Sobilia, thank you. And we surpassed 32,000 over on DLive. That's absolutely insane. Cannot say enough thank you. Buster the Dog supporting on top of Ninja. That's insane. Thank you very much. Kelly2334, thank you, and thank you. It doesn't matter if you're ever on it again. You've been on the leaderboard more than most. As far as even on multiple nights, I think even higher than some of the people that are on the top of the leaderboard. So thank you. Kraken321, thank you. And thank you, BK, Lady26, Dr. Neil. You guys are all going nuts over there. Thank you guys. Thank you for the support. Seriously, I cannot say thank you enough. All the people, I've never seen this kind of thing out. Thank you. Thank you, Texas 2018. Thank you guys. You have no idea what this means. Thank you, Johnson. Thank you for everybody gifting. Thank you, Furry Spirit. Thank you. Thank you, Lad 26. Thank you guys. I appreciate it. You guys have a wonderful night. We dropped, the phones dropped. So again, tomorrow we'll be back, and Saturday and Sunday. Wake Up America, thank you for following. Fairy Spirit, thank you guys. And thank you for all the support tonight. I cannot say enough thank you guys. You guys have brought us through a pandemic, brought us through a lot of stuff. So thank you so much. Grace for you too. Dixie Doe, Iggy Mom, thank you. Enoch 1776, Recalcitrant. There's too many of you to thank, and I wish I could hug you all. Thank you. And Dex, thank you for all your work tonight.
Great show, brother. And thanks to everybody in the fam out there. You guys are wonderful.
We're gonna do an all call show coming up this week. We know that it's needed. We want to let a lot more people get in. Gone Girl 777, Night Fugal fam, Gotta Sleep, great show, guys. Thank you, Gone Girl. Thank you, everybody that supported tonight. Kelly2334, you are truly blessed and loved. Thank you. I can see that. Thank you, guys. We're putting a lot on, a lot of what we get back into it, so thank you. And I just know that it's for a good reason, and I know it's gonna be for a good purpose. So I just really appreciate full circle here. Thank you for everybody that's been with me for 3 years and seen us through. And we put a lot of hours in, and it seems like it's paid off. And really, really appreciate it. All right, guys. Have a good night. Now it is time for the shoutro. It's not an outro. It's not a shout out. It's a shoutro. Welcome to Mark Fugal News. 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 With the Chicago artist, Recalcitrant, and everybody knows. Lacey 88 and Al Moore. Giant Leap, Jenny, and Bonus Fungus. Gonna do it right with that pool. Welcome to Mark Fugal News. Welcome to Mark Fugal News. Welcome to Mark Fugal News. Remember to shout out JStone78, West Virginia Prepared Mind, Rip Curl, Bones. Shout out for those mods. They make it a positive place for us to hang. Fugal News. Welcome to Mark Fugal News. Welcome to Mark Fugal News. Welcome to Mark Fugal News. With the Pussy Woo and the Gentle Moss, everybody wants boss and hexagonal pigeon gnaw and bring it hot weight law. I'm gonna do it like it's a law, low key. Welcome to Mark Fugal News. Welcome to Mark Fugal News. We go so far with all things Athena. I did nothing, but I got the green all of them vegetables growing outside. Welcome to Mark Fugal News. Welcome to Mark Fugal News. Every time that we went outside, we saw that they all destroyed All of the love that we saw, we bring it back till it goes raw. Tonight, gone girl, 777. Thanks for everything you've done. Well, welcome to Mark Fugel News. Well, welcome to Mark Fugel News. Well, welcome to Mark Fugel News. Gone girl, 777, number one. Oh, everyone. Can't say thank you enough. Gone girl, 777, walking down the street. 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 With the toad man and I'm on baby, body got to go. Gotta bring it all the way to the bad line. With somebody special, John is in the spies of the real cause they're trying to dynamite and no mad in the dynamite and the dynamite the one. Thanks for following. Thanks for following. Thanks for following. Thanks for following. Well, welcome to Mark Fugel News. Well, welcome to Mark Fugel News. Basta, the dog. Gotta bring it back, gotta see through the fog. Basta, the dog. Oh, gotta see through the fog. Oh, so God, I look up to now. Body by God, don't bring it back now. Everybody wants to love the Nana Deborah and Unleash too. No dog, oh, so God, oh my God, it's Basta the dog, 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 oh my God, it's Basta the dog. 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 Welcome to Mark Fugel News. Welcome to Mark Fugel News. Welcome to Mark Fugel News. Breath for life, thanks for being a VIP. Oh, gotta shout out to the AMRs, the Tony Higgins son and the Mrs. Stars. Bring back Earth and the observers, doing it just like Jackson Hurst. Bring it back, bring it back, bring it back. Bring it back, bring it back, bring it back. Welcome to Mark Fugel News. Welcome to Mark Fugel News. Welcome to Mark Fugel News. You know, my favorite boss in the world had a dog named Buster. The coolest dog ever. It was actually my favorite person I've ever worked with. Had the sweetest dog, Buster. I love 2 hours and I'll never be somebody like that Paul Shaggy. I never know when it's Mr. Van Gogh. 54 like the Cyber Keiko, doing it just like the alternative me. I see just like they used to see. I like the way that they've got the sunny beach. Girl, I've got that chowky gal. Don't tread on me, Nevada. Never gonna grow like the gentle moss. Delphina, thanks for the Morphia badge. And Lucky Dicky too, thanks for the match of everyone that you had here. And Chino and the Hardwired Bar. Primos and everybody knows it's hard. Primrose, I said Primrose, 7588 and that Truth Seeker 99. Veteran Steve, VIP, Pam, and Susan Donahue. With the barefoot lass and the respiratory chain and the Vibron and the Edward in the brain and the Paul Shag the 600 was never intended to save or help us as individuals. They are more interested in the $7 trillion stimulating the economy. We the people just end up further behind because of it. SAD sad. Haunted, Darling, Lisa Jones, Jenny Clement, Lee Ward, Rupert 532, and Mr. Bombin, Son and Boar. Bring it right back like the Borg. It's futile to go anywhere. It's futile to go anywhere. Stoplight working to Linda Slow, James Outlet, World News, Green Bay Lady, and Utah, Garrett Guerrera, and It's a Blessing, and it's raw, Ronald Marinez, and Mr. Martinez. It's everybody, they know what we're getting into. Blue Alien and that RV man. I bring the bear claws and the Venetian on that TV and that Diana De Palma. Chasing life and we never going home. Able-bodied and the Sylvie Mendoza, Adolfina Shaggy and the Trudy Donna, Diana Ross and David Carter. I've got my gaming up my game. What and you like how I covered that? Cherokee Moon just listening and Kit Kat with the Trudy W one day and that sweet Rams. Gonna do it now and I'm gonna go home. David Dave W doesn't know what is going on and now we do. Try to find the giant by the Dixie doll. Gonna see what he did, what they did and got we low. Oh, thank you with that doll of the Dixie. Oh, 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 Dixie doll, I won't ever go. You made me look better than I do in real life. Yabba dabba, sassy, nah, and it's not right. I wish I was as handsome as this young guy. It was a challenge, I'm not good at drawing pepple. It took me all day and 3 glasses of wine. Gina Diaz and Susu 753. Condit Moon and Respiratory Jamie. JMN Stoplight JMP 53. Love Vera Luckini. I love Beagles and Tommy Colden. I was so cold in Kelly SG1 stop back by. Echo in the forest and the peaceful waters bear claws. I never forget the people that helped me. Thank you, Kelly SG1. You are a V.